You want a war? You're going to get one.
Drop it.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
only Cowboys game.
You
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. I forgot to add myself to the stream. What is going on, everybody? I hope you guys can hear me. Am I coming in loud and clear with this thing? There we go. But what is happening? It looks like crazy day in the NFL. You got some injuries, some big injuries happening. Jalen Ramsey goes down, and now Joe Burrow. And it looks like Joe Burrow's injury is bad. It could be an Achilles, I think is what they're saying. And that's just really, really bad. And it makes you really wonder about, what the Eagles do and how they schedule their practice and stuff. And I think they might be on to something. What is going on, everybody? How you guys doing today? Logan, what is going on? Philly Nation 307, Joey, Nichols, what's going on? Chris Scott, Jadis Young, Barron, what's going on, everybody? Brown's Revenge, Ref Taco, my man, what's up? All Cards, Anthony. What is going on, everybody? How you guys doing today? Yeah, it's crazy day. I always say, oh, man, I think the Eagles need to do 2 days and hit more. Then you see what happened at Burrow, which I don't even know if it was a contact injury. I don't think they were hitting. It's kind of crazy. And what's really weird is they got the Cincinnati-Buffalo game, the divisional round, on the TV. It's kind of crazy, right? Check your mic. What's wrong with the mic? Let me see. Let me make sure are we okay? No, it's showing the mic is good. Can you guys hear me okay? I hate this mic. I really do. I really hate this mic. Yeah, the other thing is that the Eagles made an announcement that they're going to have an announcement today. That's right. The Eagles made an announcement that they're going to have an announcement on the 31st revealing the Kelly Green jersey. And to me, the biggest question, the biggest issue that I've been worried about with the Kelly Green jerseys was simply what was going to be on the sleeve. I didn't want numbers on the sleeve. Bleeding Kelly Green, what's going on, man? How are you? So this is what they had. I can't play the video, obviously, for copyright purposes, but here's a picture of what they were showing. And to me, this was the biggest issue. What was going to be on the sleeve of the Kelly Green? And obviously, it's the greatest logo in the histories of logos right there. So I'm very happy about that. And I already like the jerseys. It's not good. I don't even need to see the reveal. I already like it. The question is will I get thrown out of my house because I buy too many jerseys? That's going to be the question. That mic look. I don't like this mic. See, if I talk like this on this side, it's bad. It's just big and in my way. I'm definitely going to get another one, Yeah, I can make it, Sean, to the 31st. Because I know what's on the sleeve. That was my biggest fear, that they were going to put the numbers like in 2010 on the sleeve. So we're good. Mayday 69, what's happening, my man? I still think we're getting a major refresh on the jerseys the following year. I really believe that. Brown's Revenge says, Moses, our Lord has to help Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes ain't going to make it this year. He also is ignoring me right now. So I've really gone under his skin this all season. These Cowgirl fans really think they are better than us. Yeah, they got a lot to learn. Believe me, they will. They do. Can't wait to see that logo on the field. Oh, I know, at the 50-yard line. That's midfield rather. Yeah, that's going to be great. Troy Singleton says, me and Little Philly are ready for season. I know, I am. I hope Little Philly's doing good, my man. Hope you're doing well. Shannon says, what up, Philly 500? I love the Eagles schedule. I remember us being one of the most injured teams for a couple years. Now it's drastically improved. It has. There were a couple years there where like we couldn't make it out of the season. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm playing fantasy this year, James. I'll probably be in I'm playing at least 2 leagues right now. It'll probably be like 4, you know. It'll probably be like 4. Drippy says, I can't wait for the jerseys. Me too. How many times do you think they'll wear them, though? My guess is it's going to be at least twice, right? I assume they're going to wear it at least twice. I bet you they wear it Christmas Day when they play the Giants. I bet you that's going to be one of the games. Joe says, I'm thinking about getting Nolan Smith, Kelly Green. He's going to be a beast. Yeah. Nolan Smith jersey, I'm thinking about also. I'm going to put out probably the night before they release it. I'll probably put out like the Kelly Green buyer's guide to these jerseys. And I'll give you guys all my advice. Now, today I got 96 on. That is not Derek Barnett throwback. That is Clyde Simmons. I love the throwbacks. There's a Seth Joyner that whatchamacallit, what the hell Mitchell and Ness has. I'm gonna have to get that, I think. I've been looking for a Seth Joyner throwback for years. So Stinko, man, people keep stop. So Stinko, thank you for the super chat. Man, appreciate it. He goes, crazy hearing Carter is already bullying veteran linemen. Is it out of the realm of possibility he takes a starting spot from either Cox or Davis? I believe that he will start this year. I believe he's going to start by week 1. I truly do. I think Fletcher Cox will probably get less snaps and rotate in, and I think he actually wants that to happen. But I'm going to say yes. I think so. Yeah, prayers to all the injured players. You hate to see injury. You know, you do. I mean, can you imagine being the Bengals? If Joe Burrow's out, you're done. Your season's over, and you haven't even played 1 preseason game. Vinny, thank you for the super chat, my man. Shout out to you. He goes, thank you, Philly 500, for the great content. You constantly keep me and my family entertained and laughing. Go Birds. Thank you, man. That means the most to me, man. When people, you know, are entertained and happy and laughing, that's what I like to hear, man. Thank you so much. And look, I'm always trying to improve and get better, and we're going to keep working on that. But thank you so much for your support, man. I appreciate it. You got to get the Kelly Kels. What's the Kelly Kel? Oh, the Kelly Kel. Oh, yeah. See, I'm going to put out an Eagles Kelly Green buyer's guide, because there's too many times you get a jersey and then like the following year, it's like the guy's gone and it ain't worth it. So we're going to talk about that the night before. Rishid says, I forgot about Derek Barnett. We all forget about Derek Barnett. And then we get reminded. Nice Derek Barnett jersey. Yeah, right. That's a Simmons jersey, baby. Clyde Simmons, Seth Joyner, Eric Allen, which I already got now. And then I'll say Wes Hopkins and Keith Jackson. Yeah. Keith Jackson too, but like those are Kelly Green throw. Oh crap, I forgot Byron Evans. I just want them all, but I want the ones that are harder to get. Seth Joyner and Clyde Simmons have been hard to get. Pause. James says, Flip, do you trust me enough if we made a bet? It depends what the bet would. I have a rule: I will not bet money on YouTube. I did that the first year. I bet money. Somebody bet me $500. That Nick Foles would get the Eagles to the Super Bowl after the Wentz injury. And when it happened, I've never seen that person again. So I will not bet money on YouTube, but I will make other kinds of bets. But I trust that you would keep your word. Elaine, what's going on? Hey, Philly 500, what's up? Loving these jerseys, but I'm praying for the black and Kelly Green. I know. Everybody says, because I showed that picture of that black Kelly Green, everybody's like, man, I hope they come out with this someday. I hope so too, man. That is the ultimate alternate. I know a lot of people like the all black, but I think it looks much better with the black and the green, you know. Clyde the guy. Yeah, Clyde was underrated. Underrated Eagles. One of the most underrated. Eagles guru Ryan says, just got a sweet throwback brown jersey. It's probably my favorite. Yeah, Jerome. I have a Jerome. I have a green Jerome. I want to get a white Jerome jersey. I just got myself a Randall throwback, which is weird. You know what's weird is like I like the stitched jerseys. I don't like the printed ones because the printed ones fade. But I got a Cunningham. A Cunningham. It's supposed to be authentic Cunningham, right? It was like supposed to be authentic, and it was more expensive, and yet it's printed. But if you get the Mitchell and Ness, the regular, just the replicas, which are cheaper, they're stitched. I don't understand that. Yes, definitely hit that thumbs up, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see here. The Umbrella Man, what's happening? Thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, Yo, King, tinfoil dingbats. Have you seen this UFO whistleblower interview? I have. I have seen them all, and we will be definitely on my tinfoil dingbats. I'm going to be talking about that. It's crazy stuff going on. What's crazier to me is just that nobody seems to care. It's like I don't know. It's just like I thought it would be a bigger story. Shabaka says the brother screwed us again. Dak Pickscott and the Cowbums are falling way behind the Eagles. The Cowbums are done already. Fly Eagles fly. Well said. Well said. I think that is so true. Yeah, Fred Barnett would be great. It would be great. So Stinko says, even though this year should be fun, I can't wait to see the year after this when Nolan Smith is getting full-time starter with Davis, Kobe, and Carter. Yeah, listen, I agree. I agree. I'm excited about Nolan Smith. I think they got to get him on the field this year. Troy Singleton says, I just got my Mitchell and Ness throwback Randall with the JB patch and Kelly Green. I was in Philly last week for my family reunion. Yeah, I got that. I got one of those too. Was yours printed numbers or was it stitched? How do you feel about us having older corners? I think it's something that needs to be addressed through the draft. I think this year will probably be okay. I think this year, next year, we're probably okay. But that's, but it's something we gotta worry about. Hey, Philly, I want a Philly 500 signed. I'll sign a jersey. If you really want me to sign something, I'll do it. Lev, I don't know who I want to get jersey wise. Probably Kelsey or Nolan. Yeah. The thing with Kelsey is when he retires, he'll have a legacy jersey that you should be able to get. To me, I have to get Devontae Smith. Romato says Buddha got a raise in Arizona. Oh, he did? Well, that's that then. That year jerseys was, that's what it is. Oh, I didn't realize that. So that was why, because that year was printed jerseys. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was trying to figure out, like, why is my jersey printed when it's supposed to be authentic replica or authentic, and it was more expensive? That makes sense. It looks good though. It looks great. Get a Fred Barnett. That would be cool. We got 351 people in the chat, by the way. Make sure if you haven't, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Now, for those that are new, we stream every Eagles game, including all their preseason games. We also do most of the primetime games during the season, as well as any Cowboy, Giants, Washington game that doesn't conflict with the Eagles' schedule. So we will be streaming a ton this year. I still got work to do here, too. I gotta put shelves up here. And stuff like that. And I'm making a whole nother place to do videos up as well. Hector, what's going on, man? Eagles H said, I feel bad for Cincinnati. Yeah, I do too. Ever since we lost Cunningham week 1 in Green Bay, I always feel for teams that their whole seasons get ruined. Derek Barnett, Super Bowl MVP. Oh, God. He made one good play his whole life. He recovered a fumble. He was good his rookie year. He looked like he had promise, but that was it after that. JD Koch, he goes, what's up, Philly? We have 4 picks in like the first 130 picks next year. Do you know who's second we have next year? We have I think we have New Orleans second. So we have the Saints second round pick next year. Elaine says, I do have a McNabb and Dawkins. Westbrook. Hurt's been hard to get, so I need a Jalen also. Yeah, I don't have any current McNabb. I used to have a McNabb jersey. I have a Brian Dawkins, and I never had a Westbrook jersey. Philly 500, we need a ranking of the D linemen on the Eagles in terms of impact this season. Okay, I'll try to do one. I was just on Dan Cilio's show, and he thinks it's funny. He says I'm the public relations man for Jordan Davis because I think Jordan Davis is the key. And I have a video that I talk about this that's coming out later. Like, to me, Jordan Davis, if he is what we think he is, this whole defense will go to another level because I believe you already know what we got in the guys around him. And I think we know what Jalen Carter is going to be. But if Jordan Davis actually lives up to expectations, I think this defense goes to a whole nother level. Cheyenne, thank you for being a member of 13 months of Dingbat Nation. Shout out to you. Derek Barnett just restructured his contract. Did that just happen like right now? Let me see. I didn't get anything on that. And I would wonder why. Would that mean that they're getting ready to trade him or cut him? I don't want to keep him around. I don't. Let me see. I don't see anything. I haven't got anything on that yet. Troy Singleton says, I asked about my favorite player, Byron Evans. They told me his jersey's it's very hard to get. That would probably be, if I saw a Byron Evans, I would instantly get it. I've also thought about doing like how they do the custom jerseys. Well, if they do the Kelly Greens and then they do custom, I'm thinking of just making a Byron Evans jersey. I want a Byron Evans jersey. I want to, if I ever was to interview like Seth Joyner or ask Seth Joyner a question, I would want to know what he thought of Byron Evans because I think Byron Evans was so underrated on that team. Jordan Davis is going to stop the run and get double teams. We have plenty of pass rushers to get sacks. Agreed. I totally agree. But the thing is, if he's taking the double teams and stopping the run, and he's opening up then things for Jalen Carter and the other guys, as well as the linebackers. Trade Barnett for Patrick Queen. I think Patrick Queen is a possibility. I think a linebacker is a possibility, but I think Howie's going to want to wait and see how the preseason unfolds. And depending upon how it unfolds is what we're going to do. What do you think about the Commanders who are saying they're going to rebrand everything? I think it's a great idea. I know because of the PC world that, they're not going to come back with their old name and stuff like that. But the Commander's name stinks. It just doesn't fit. I think it should be like the Washington Thieves, since that's all they do is steal from us in that city. But to me, I just don't like the Commanders with the W. It just looks lame. Yeah, they've got to figure something out. Bobby, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I cried watching the Jerome Brown white dot. Oh my gosh. Dude, I was in tears for most of that. Oh my gosh. Especially when they show Reggie at the vet and it's like, there's some religious thing going on, like prayer meeting or whatever, and he's giving a speech and he gets up there in the announcement. I'll never forget that. I cried so much. That was like the first time I ever saw anybody like young die growing up. And I bawled my eyes out. And I just remember listening to G Cobb on WIP. It was crazy. Philly Special 76 says, I love Devontae Smith because unlike most wide receivers, he's not a diva. I love his attitude and his work ethic. I do too. And also that, everybody said coming out of college that he was too small. He would miss a lot of games. And yeah, he's played at like every game. I love Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is my favorite player on the Eagles. Where can I watch that documentary? You probably could buy it like for like $2 on like iTunes or something. You can check if you have NFL NFL the app, they might have it on their media stuff. But that was a great documentary. The Randall Cunningham one was also really good. Texan Eagles says Reggie White is the reason I played football and became an Eagles fan. That's understandable. Understandable. Hey, Philly, do you have a favorite college team? Yeah, there's two teams I like. One of them, and it's kind of crazy, but I like Penn State and I love Miami. I love the Hurricanes. I love the Hurricanes. I remember growing up, my cousin was a huge Hurricanes fan, like a huge Hurricane fan. And it was Jerome was still playing. It was his last season. And I started watching. And ever since then, I became a Hurricanes fan. And so Jerome Brown is really why I like the Hurricanes. Because we watched him and we're like, oh, man, the Eagles need that guy. They need him. And that's who they drafted. Barnett will be gone this season. Yeah, I didn't see anything on a restructure, though, today. Bryce says, is it? Yeah, it's a football life. It's a football. It's like one of the first ones, season 1. I don't have anything on him restructuring yet. He signed something last year. What would be the point of restructuring his contract? Let me see. I'm looking for an update. Let me go to Twitter and see. Let's see here. No, I don't see anything. Seriously, don't see anything on it. You sent it to me on Twitter? Okay. Let me see. Yeah, here you go. Let me bring this on. What are you doing? Thank you for sending that to me. Let's pull it up. Let me see here. I'm going to try to bring it on. Hold on. We'll read it. All right, so here we go. All right, so breaking news, the Eagles restructure Derek Barnett's contract. Here we go. So the Eagles defensive end Derek Barnett has agreed to a restructured contract as he was previously due $7.5 million salary, $1.5 million guaranteed, with up to $1 million per game bonuses, max value $8.5 million. Now he's due $3.5 million guaranteed salary with $250,000 in per game bonuses and up to $2.25 in incentives, max value $6 million. So the Eagles will save. I have to think that they did this because now that you can trade him cheaper. I would hope that's what it is, but you're also saving a couple $1 million. But I just can't see Derek Barnett's future being with this team. I don't know exactly what it means. It's like $7 million in dead cap hit if he's cut. Even after I know it was like $7.5 million in dead cap before they were structured. What would it be now? That's the question. The question I have is, does it make it easier to trade him? You know, he took a pay cut. I don't want to keep him on the roster. God, this nightmare will not end. Yeah, what's good, Chris? What's happening, man? How much do we save? Like $3 million, $4 million cap space? Big Mike says, get a Keith Byers. That would be a great jersey to get too. Yeah. So what is it? $2 million in savings. So now we have what? $16 million in cap space. It just won't lead. It just won't end. The nightmare will not end. Now, I think Buda Baker has just got a new deal. Now it's time to bring in Yannick. The question is can you cut Barnett now? Or can you trade him? Is it easier to trade Barnett after restructuring? That would be the best case scenario. Philly Sports Rap, what's going on? He goes, what's up, 500? I'm so pumped for this season, bro. Also, I can't wait for your fantasy league again. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Zaire says a trade is coming. If you guys find any additional information on Barnett, let me know while I'm streaming. I'm hoping that they set it up so it's much easier to move him now. But I don't know, Troy says, we have so much in common. Canes are my. Oh, are they really? That's awesome. I just love the Hurricanes, man. My cousin got me in on him. I was watching them with him, Jerome Brown's final year. And man, when the Eagles got him, it was like the coolest thing ever. And I've always liked the Hurricanes. Kyle says, Philly 500, Mark Holmes talking shit about Eagles like always. That's all he does. That guy is so scared. He's scared. I wouldn't trade Barnett. You need depth. Okay, well, MB, but would you trade Barnett and then sign Yannick in his place? I mean, Barnett gives us nothing. He gives us nothing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Eagles Nation, I don't need Barnett anymore. I don't think we do. I feel like I jinxed it. I feel like the only reason they restructured was because I'm wearing a 96 jersey. This is Clyde Simmons. This isn't Barnett. Bobby Davis super chat. He goes, I also cried when Wentz went down. My wife convinced me they would still win the Super Bowl. Thought she was crazy, and she's a Broncos fan. Thanks, Foles. Yeah, that was it too. A lot of people thought I didn't think we would win the Super Bowl. My prediction was we'll get to the Super Bowl and lose, and that's what I thought was going to happen. But we won it. Davis says, hey, Philly, did you see Dak throwing his second interception? No, I didn't see it. He better practice them interceptions. They're going to be coming a lot today. You know? Yeah, I hope the restructure is to move. Yeah, I hope the restructure gives Eagles flexibility to move him. I hope that's what it's about. But it doesn't sound like it. It's probably, they probably told him, listen, we're going to cut you if you don't take more or you don't take a pay cut. And it's probably what it was. Wentz got home field. He was a huge part of that. He was. There's no question. People ask me, and even Dan Stillers asked me today, is having Wentz that whole era, is it worth it? And I say, yeah. You got a Super Bowl out of it. Even though it ended badly and short stay for Wentz, you still got a Super Bowl. You don't win a Super Bowl if you don't have Carson Wentz. Because I don't know that Nick Foles is going to go out there and have the season that Carson Wentz did. But Carson was not the same. He just wasn't the same physically or mentally after that. Bonzology, what's going on, man? How are you? What's happening? There's a possibility of sleeping on Barnett. Remember, Graham was garbage in the beginning of his career? Yeah, I know. A lot of people point to Graham. But my thing is this, is like, what happened to, like, Brandon Graham is such a unique circumstance. Oftentimes, you don't see guys as they're in their 30s and stuff have their best years. He's coming off literally his best season. I think the chances that you're going to get two guys like that is slim. I think Brandon Graham was the exception. I really do. Is Kevin Byard still available? Yeah, I still think he wants out of Tennessee. Will they trade him? I don't know. Foster says, Gannon would love Derek Barnett on his defense. The Cards lost both of their starting defensive ends, J.J. Watt to retirement and Zach Allen to the Broncos. Trade Barnett for Buddha. Oh, could you imagine? I mean, I would do that. I would do that in a second. There's no question about it. I would do that in a second. F. Wentz, I was riding for him the whole time, and he just leaves without saying anything. I know. Wentz really sour. Like, I really got soured by Carson Wentz. What really pissed me off about Wentz was, like, I thought a real way to win the team over and stuff was to accept that you're going to have a quarterback competition with Jalen Hurts and then come in and win it. And he didn't even want to fight. He just wanted out. And I just lost respect about that. Bobby Davis super chat. He goes, Dak predicted 10 interceptions. He must plan on getting hurt. He's going to have 10 interceptions in the first 6 weeks. Some Black Ninja says, what's up, 500? Let's all watch Jalen this year. Do the Jalen jump again. If I do the Jalen jump, this house might come down. Dang, so zero chance Byard or Buddha are available. I'm not counting on it. One guy I do kind of want to keep a watch on is Jeremy Chin. Because if he does become available for a trade, we know that the Eagles almost drafted him. It was down between Jalen Hurts and him. And if the Eagles have a chance to go out and get him, they might pull the trigger on that. And I'll be honest, I'd rather have Chin than the other guys because he's younger. Yeah, Wentz is a baby. He is. Yeah, no apology or goodbye is a weak-minded individual got scared of Jalen. Yeah, Carson was weak-minded. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. You know, and you heard about the whole blow-up, right? When he gets hurt in that Seattle playoff game, he goes in, he's throwing up, blah, blah, blah. His wife's crying, and then Howie Roseman's yelling at him, get your effing ass out there and play. And he's throwing up, and she's crying. It's just like, it's insane. I actually have wrote a TV program on this, right? I'm trying to get HBO. It's going to come out on HBO on Max. It's going to be all about this situation, but with like other characters that aren't real. You'll see. It's going to be all about it. Relaxing music for sleep says keep Barnett around another year for less money and make him prove his worth. Does he want to get paid or traded or put on a shelf? He wants to stay, obviously. Oh God, I'm just seeing the Burrow injury. Oh my gosh. So Burrow was just running. It looks like he's holding his calf. If it's just a calf injury, maybe that'll be better than Achilles, but oh man. I'll say Burrow believed to have suffered a calf strain in practice today will undergo further tests. Geez, I hope it's only like a strain, but I just saw it. That's crazy. He was just running and just pulled up. He just pulled up limp. Pause. Rafa, what's going on, man? How are you? It's Kevon Wallace season in the toilet. When you flush the toilet and the bowl spins. That's what it is. It stinks. Some Black Ninja says, we need to go out and get Myles Garrett and Yannick 80-plus sacks. Can you imagine? It sounds like they're going to keep Barnett. Listen, you know, as much as we complain about certain guys, you know, we don't like or we want to get rid of, I give the Eagles credit, though. They're loyal to the guys that they draft. They don't just get rid of the guys that they draft. You know, that's why I know Devontae Smith is not going anywhere. You know, Jermaine says, what up, Philly 500? What are your thoughts on Renfro if he's available? I think Renfro in the slot would be a great addition for the Eagles. And not only that, but even if let's say Quez is playing well and you want to use Renfro on like third down plays and stuff to get like first down, like 3rd and 6s and 3rd and 7s, things like that. I think he would be a great addition. I think they get him. I don't know. I do think this. If you look at so far in camp and look at all the guys that they have brought in to basically try out for the Eagles, they're bringing in wide receivers and safeties. So that tells me that they still feel that they need to either add depth to those positions or upgrade them. Quez Dropkins was and is our biggest liability. Well, if that's the case, like they got to get another receiver. You know, you have to bring in anybody. Would you guys be opposed to Jarvis Landry? If Landry was willing to take a pay cut or take less money than he wants right now, would you guys sign him? Yeah, remember how KD got hurt? They said it was a calf and towards. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If it's an Achilles, that's bad. That's bad. But yeah, that's crazy. Joseph, how bad was Ramsey's injury? No, all I heard was that he was taken off on a cart too. I haven't heard anything. See, the thing is, these teams don't have to really. I don't think they have to reveal all that right now because it's training camp. Buda Baker come to Philly, man. You gotta explain this one to me. How's Buda coming? Would you rather have Yannick or Kevin? Is that Kevin Byard? You mean? I think Byard helps you immediately, probably more this year. But I think Yannick you could get for 2-3 years. You could have him for multiple years. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I really like Yannick. And the thing about Yannick is you just have to sign him. You don't have to trade him. Week 9, Cowboys versus Eagles. Reddick does what he does best and does to Dak what he did to Brock Purdy, resulting in Dak's 11th interception of the year, ending Dak's season. I love it. I love it. You know, I was watching the Giants Eagles divisional playoff game. They had it on NFL Network. I recorded it and I watched it. Dude, we talk about Reddick in that 49ers game, but he was just as disruptive against the Giants. Like when you look at Reddick's just his playoff performance, leading up to the Super Bowl, he was dominating. He was the best defensive player on the field for both teams. To me, he is so underrated. It's not even funny, Except Rager. Well, if they know the guy stinks, it's different. Rager was different. Let's see. Byard is signed. He's always been signed, but he wants out of Tennessee because he wants a new contract. No, what did Peyton say? Oh, here I'm reading it now. It's on NFL Network. Russell on Satan comment. It's like saying if you ain't got no. What I totally miss what he said. What did Peyton say? Nick Sirianni, the cannoli eater. He says breaking news: Derek Barnett contract restructured, went from $7.5 million to $3.5 million guaranteed, up to $2.25 million. Question is was Derek Barnett's contract restructure? Does it make it easier to get rid of him? Reddick is the only guy that can have 15 sacks and still be underrated. It's true. I mean, listen, here's a guy that was the first player in NFL history to have double-digit sacks on 3 teams 3 years in a row. Now, I know some of those teams like Arizona, I know that they had good players, but you still got to go in there and mesh and go out and perform on 3 different teams. He's done it. I think he's underrated. I do. Twits, thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate it. He says, what do you think of Shredder for Carter's nickname? I like it. The Shredder. Yeah, the Shredder. Yeah. Now we just need something that will go with Shredder for Jordan Davis. Ramal, what's going on, man? He goes, yo, remember me? Been a while, brother. I've been busy. Yeah, of course I remember you. Of course. It's not been that long. Yeah, man. How are you? It's good to see you. Niners all damn day. Sandilio. You call him Sandilio? Yeah. Well, shout out to shout out to Big Sills. Reddit gets no respect from this clown ass NFL media. NBA NFL media is bad as Philly sports media. They're bad. It's bad. I mean, even in Madden, he was like a 90 or 91. I forget. I mean, he's clearly better than a lot of the guys out there. I think that Reddit this year is going to have at least 16 sacks again. I think he's going to do at least that again. And then he's going to have to get his respect. I think after this year, Reddick and Devontae Smith will get the respect that they deserve. Am I coming in loud and clear, by the way? I just want to make sure. Jordan the Plow Davis. The Plow and the Shredder. I like it. Let's make shirts. Phil, what's going on, man? Yeah, Barnett just restructured for those that are new in here. Here's the details of it for you guys. Eagles defensive end Derek Barnett has agreed to a restructured contract as he was previously due $7.5 million salary with up to $1 million in per game bonuses. He's now due $3.5 guaranteed salary with $250,000 in per game bonuses and up to $2.2 million in incentives. That's the latest, I guess, that I have. The question is does it make it easier for the Eagles to move him? That's what I want to know. The Shredder and the Cheddar. That's good. Sean Payton was taking shots at the Jets coaching staff and called last year's Broncos staff hot doo-doo. Really? That's awesome. Hey, listen, it is what it is. Why? Nothing wrong with coming in and shaking things up, I think that's good. Ruben says, hi, Philly 500. Thank you for everything. Keeping us. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Jack says, this dude Barnett has been stealing money since 2017. Passed on Jonathan Allen to draft that bum Barnett. I know. Barnett will be gone. I still think that he's going to have a hard time making his team. I do. But because of the money and he's not getting as much, will that mean? Does that mean they're more likely to keep him? Or does it mean it's more likely that if they want to move him, they have more flexibility? I almost forgot we had Matt Patricia on our coach. I know I always keep forgetting until Dan Cilio reminded me today. And he's talking about how Desai has to look over his shoulder now. I never really even thought about it. Philly, did they extend Barnett too? If not, I agree with you, Philly. He was told accept it or you're gone. No, I don't think it was an extension. It was a restructure. Now I don't know if they added like you know how they add those like the what do they call it, the dummy years at the end where there's just nothing. It's just to move cap. But I don't know. I don't think it's a restructure where they added a year. I hope not. But I just want to know, and I haven't found this out yet. Does it mean what? I have a video I have to put out. Now I'm going to have to put something before I put the video out, like in the beginning, talking about this. But hopefully I can find whether that'll make it more likely they move him or not. Philly, who's a surprise cut, Steve? Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny. If Trey Sermon goes out there and kills it, and he's just absolutely great, who would they cut if they're going to only keep, assuming they keep 4 running backs? I don't think they cut Boston Scott, and I don't think they cut Gainwell. I think it would be Penny. So that would be my surprise cut. 49ers are obsessed with us Eagles. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They have not gotten over it. Zach says, Peyton's trying to cover Russ's ass. Wait till he realizes Russ is a hot trash. Do you think Russell Wilson, do you think it was just like a bad year, or do you think he'll rebound? Tone. That's a great name. Thank you for super chat. He goes, Eagles fan from SoCal. I'm going to Eagles Rams. That'll be a great game. And it'll be like a home game because the Eagles take over that stadium. That should be a win for us. Sydney family, what is going on? How are you? Maddox is good when he's on the field. Agreed. That's the problem, though. Vegans, what? Vegan coaches don't last. What coach? Who's a vegan coach? I just watched a documentary on Netflix. It was called Bad Vegan. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It was called Bad Vegan. That was a crazy story. Thomas Miles says, "Are you ready for some new Mark Holmes meltdown?" I'm waiting with my Go record, my screen recorder ready to go. Jack says, "Patricia's last man on earth, keeping the number 2 pencil corporation in business." Hey Philly, can't wait for Zay Flowers against your defense in the preseason game. Yeah, man, I'm hearing good things about Flowers too, man. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Vegan ain't that guy? Desai's vegan? Shigo and Howie probably already had discussion about Barnett at the combine and other. So is there any report saying it's more likely they can move him now? Barnett's been milking the Super Bowl fumble recovery for years. I agree. His best year was his rookie year. He looked like he was going to be a player. The problem is he just never really developed. And then he had injuries, and that's it. I'm ready to move on. Barnett is like a seagull swoop and shits and everything. His biggest plays since the Super Bowl and that fumble recovery, his biggest plays have been penalties on us that kill us in certain games. Big Richard said 49ers are about to go 6-11 and will draft a quarterback next year. It's what's going to be interesting. Like, I think the 49ers run away with that division unless Geno Smith can, be what he was last year. Then I think it could be a little bit of interesting because I still don't think the Niners have a quarterback. Zay, a member for 28 months of Dingbat Nation, man. Shout out to you. He goes, yo, Philly, it's almost time Fly Eagles Fly. It is. It's almost time. A week from tomorrow, a week from today. I think a week from today, we got the Hall of Fame game. So we got our first preseason game. No, I will not be streaming the Hall of Fame game. I only stream Eagles games on preseason. That's what they're saying. I haven't seen the official report, but they're saying that Buda Baker restructured or got more money or something. Bonzology says Penny will be the best running back on our roster. Write it down. Yep, I got it written down several places. Bonzology says, I got it. Penny. We'll see. We'll see. He's got to prove to me more than anybody that he can actually stay healthy. He just hasn't stayed healthy. Willie, what's going on, man? How are you? We got 554 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We will be streaming live tomorrow. We will also be streaming all next week except for Wednesday. That's the only day I can't do it. So look for that every day. That's the plan. I would like to go a little earlier than today, but I was home. I came home for lunch to go on Dan Cilio's show, so this was the only time I could do it. Cilio said having Patricia is better than Fangio because he knows how to better Mahomes. Do you agree? I don't. I'm not the biggest Matt Patricia fan, and I don't know if I agree. We've seen so many coordinators leave Bill Belichick and they're nothing. They do nothing. So I don't know. I would have rather had Fangio. So a tough question for you. If all the running backs ball out, including Penny, who do you cut? I cut Sermon. I would cut Trey Sermon. I think you keep Gainwell. You drafted him. I think Boston Scott, you want him at least for the Giants game. And the other thing I think Boston Scott, you can trust him. And then if Penny and Swift ball out, you keep them too. So I would say Sermon. Texas Eagle, you lost the same team before us, didn't make it last season. You must be talking about the Cowboys. Oh, this is Debo Samuels. What's going on, Debo? Logan says, Philly 500, Eagles will be back in the Super Bowl with our monster defense. I said it. My prediction, and I'm saying it right now, I think it's Eagles-Chiefs rematch. I think we're getting a rematch. Maverick says, I feel better with Marcus as at backup Philly. Oh, then like Stinkshoe? Yeah, I agree. Listen, Stinkshoe, he cost us that New Orleans game, and then he should have won that Dallas game too. I'm trying to catch up here. Kelly Green going to be released the 31st. Yep, I put this up earlier. My biggest concern about Kelly Green going into this whole thing and what they were doing was what was going to be on the sleeve, but they put the greatest logo back on. So I'm pumped. I'm psyched about that. Fuzz from Australia, thank you for the super chat. He goes, even stink. We'll say Cowboys stink. Absolutely. They stink. Cowboys definitely stink. Larry Bird is a GOAT. The Winers had the weakest bitch schedule last year and lost to the Chiefs and Eagles by 60-plus combined points. I just don't see how that team... I don't know. What do they think? Brock Purdy is Tom Brady? I just don't see it. I think they got a big problem at quarterback. And now they got Bosa holding out. Are they going to sign him or what? I like Mariota in college, but he's kind of ass, to be honest. I think Marcus Mariota lost out when he got drafted by Tennessee. Like, if he went to the right head coach who could develop him, I think he would have been great. I will say this. If, let's say the Eagles, because the Eagles tried to trade for Marcus Mariota, right? That's a true story. We know they offered a boatload to go up and get him to Tennessee. They rejected it. But if Marcus Mariota gets drafted by the Eagles with Chip Dip Kelly, I think he might have been good. I think he might have actually been good. New uniforms are sick, but the Eagles stink. Nah, we're awesome. You need to watch Unscripted on the Eagles app. It made my hairs on the back of the neck stand up and gave me chills. Is that the one where I think I watched at least part of it? I saw. We actually faced teams with good quarterbacks last season. Yeah, this narrative that the Eagles faced nobody last year is crazy. Dallas didn't face anybody. Now, I will admit, Jonathan Gannon was horrible against good quarterbacks. He gave them too much respect. Hopefully, that won't be the case. Harold says, no way it's a rematch. NFL's all about parity. They won't let it be a rematch. I don't believe they have a choice. I just believe that's the way it's going to work out. Harper says, yo, go Birds, hanging out my break for a few. The Birds are the priority. Always. Let's see. I hope they sell the Kelly Green Authentics, not just the iron-on number. Yeah, I want the stitch. Like this one here is stitched. That's a stitched. That's stitched. I would like it stitched. Now, the logo here is not stitched. But, it is what it is. If I was them, I would put the JB on the patch, too. I would put the patch on. They won't do that, though. Yep, Kelly Green's dropped the 31st. I'm probably going to do... I might do a live reaction on that. Let's see. Bosa wants out of the dump city. I can see the Jaguars trade 2 first-round picks. Will you imagine? I'm still concerned about how bad our special teams is, Philly. It causes... Yeah, special teams is a problem, I think, too. Now, Crash Test Covey kind of came on in the second half of the year, but, I mean, don't you think we could use an upgraded punter? Like, I don't know what to think about this kid, that was Zentner, that Legatron kid. I mean, I have no idea. And Sippos, I just don't think is that good. So I totally agree with you. I don't think the NFL gets away with leaning on the scales anymore if they want to keep gambling. Well, I do see. I think. See, everybody talks about and like, you know, if you listen to like ex-Mafia guys, they talk about this all the time. The NFL doesn't need to fix games or the outcomes of the game. They don't need to fix it. All you need to do is manipulate the point spread. If you can manipulate the point spread, you know, a team could win. And the other team, you know, could win the point spread and still have the team that was favored or whatever win. So to me, that's what the NFL does. I totally believe they fix those point spreads. You can't tell me that you get these phantom penalties at certain times late in the game is not to fix the point spreads. And they also don't pay the referees enough. I mean, they make a lot of money, but they need to make enough money that they have no incentive to want to gamble. But I don't think they fix the outcome. Like, I don't think they care, okay, who's going to win, Cowboys or the Eagles? I don't think they care who wins. I think they care about the point spread. You control the point spread, you control it. That's why the whole scripting argument doesn't make sense to me. And believe me, I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist in the world. And that one I can't buy into. Listen on my way home from work, Flagos fight. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Foster says, yo, Philly, how many receivers do you see the Eagles keeping? Which guys will make it? And who makes quarterback 3? Tanner McKee or Ian Book? I have no idea who's going to be the third quarterback. I'll say McKee. I'll just throw it out there. I have no idea. But McKee interests me a little bit, though. I think you keep AJ, Devontae, Quez, Oz, and what? Maybe one other. So I think they probably keep 5. But I still think they might add a receiver. Like, I still could see them adding a receiver. We got Niners going at it. Niners, Eagles going at it. Man, you Niner fans just... You guys just can't accept that you got your ass kicked. What I don't understand about the Niners is they're complain and cry about the game last year, but they have what? They've lost what, like 3 NFC championships in a row or something like that. Linda says, at Niners all day, we faced 41ers in the playoffs, and you got some Hassan Reddick sauce. The Eagles beat the crap out of the 49ers. 49er fans, can you just admit we beat the crap out of you? We beat the crap out of you fair and square. Can you, as a 49er fan, 49ers all damn day, can you admit that the Eagles beat the crap out of you fair and square? That's what I want to know. Debo, can you admit The Eagles beat the crap out of the Niners fair and square. Macho Man says, listening, driving through Appalachia. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the car, driving, wherever you are. Thank you so much. I keep getting texts. Hassan Reddick took Brock Purdy's lunch money. He did. Yeah. I really want to know. We got another 49 here smoking. Buzz, you get no money. Hey, listen. Listen, smoking. Can you admit that the Eagles beat the 49ers fair and square? I really want to know if the 49er fans look at it and you know, if it was fair and square. I got to silence my chat and make sure it's not my work. Okay. Eagles trade Barnett, a 2024 fourth-round pick, for Patrick McQueen before. I wish. I want to know what the Barnett restructure means. Does it give the Eagles the ability to move him easier? I just have one question for the Niner fans, and I don't see they're answering. They're not answering. Philly, did you hear we restructured Derek Barnett's deal? We saved cap space. Yeah, I saw that. I put that up earlier. I just don't know. I just don't know if it makes it easier to move him or not. That's what I'm concerned about. I mean, because are the Eagles really concerned about $2 million in cap space? Kenny G, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Philly 500, how many sacks do you think Barnett gets if he plays last year? 3, 4, 3, 4 at most. I don't think he would get much playing time, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think he's that good. See, Niner fans will not answer my question. 35, do you see Greedy Williams make his 53? I do. I think Greedy Williams will make it. I keep forgetting he's on a roster, too. I actually like that move. I think that was a good move. I do. I think he'll make the roster. Maverick says, Couch Girls and Niners are the same bitches. I'm just curious. Like, do the 49ers, like, they keep crying about the game, but, like, do they think they were cheated or something? Like, you weren't cheated. The Eagles literally took it from you. We cut your head off. That was it. Hassan Reddick did what you're supposed to do in football. I don't understand it. What the problem is. But they could speak all the crap they want. It ain't gonna bother me. Foster Parks, welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You the man. Brandon Peck says, Philly, what do you think about the teaser? It's funny. It's like today we had an announcement that we're going to have an announcement. That's basically what it was. We are announcing that we are announcing. It's like I used to call a friend up and I'd be like, he'd answer. I'd be like, hey, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. And he used to drive him nuts, but I used to do it all the time. Like, they announced that we're having an announcement. That said, I loved it. I loved it. I mean, hearing Merrill Reese calling a Randall Cunningham play, it was just awesome. But the biggest thing and the biggest worry I had going into the whole jersey thing was what was going to be on the sleeve. Would they bring back the old logo? And they did, so I'm happy. 500, what games do you think we use Kelly Green? I get a feeling Monday night, Miami, and Sunday night might be one of them. I think it'll be like a couple, right? I think it'll be like 2 games at least. I think it's going to be, Jalen Ramsey will undergo knee surgery, is going to miss 6 to 8 weeks for the Dolphins. That's huge loss for them. They're lucky they're getting him back this season. As far as the when they were, I think they work one Christmas Day. I think one will be Christmas Day against the Giants, and then the other one, I don't know. It'll maybe be like a primetime game. Candy says Smitty was 100, but St. Brown was 67. How? Yeah, I don't understand how he's 100. He should have been way higher than that. But this is what I'm saying. Devontae Smith, disrespected. Hassan Reddick, disrespected. It's crazy to me. Jalen Ramsey, they got out for 6 to 8 weeks. Brandon Lewis, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, the 49ers thought they were going to roll all over the Eagles, and opposite happened. That's why they're still salty. That's my theory. I think you're right, because they were talking about how they punch teams in the mouth, and they're the team that is, that is really aggressive, and then they got it to them, and they couldn't take it. That's exactly what happened. No question about it. Jalen Ramsey's out 6 to 8 weeks. So you got what? 3 weeks of preseason, 4. So he'll be back like week 5 if everything goes right. That's what they're looking at. Let me see here. I'm saying it right now. Sidney Brown will be starting by midseason. Bang, bang, 41ers gang. I love it. Yeah, I think Sidney Brown has a great chance to start. I can't wait to see preseason, man. I'm just looking forward to it. I think they are modifying the midnight green jerseys too, but they are keeping that secret. The jerseys still reduced, meaning they are getting rid of the old jerseys. Yeah, I definitely think. I think they're redoing them. And when I say redoing them, I mean I don't know if it'll be a total complete refresh, but I think it's going to be home, away, and alternate. I definitely think so, and I do think they're going to. I do think we're going to get black Kelly Green. I don't have it here, do I? But I do think we're going to get a black Kelly Green and here's why. Because last year when the black helmets came out, Jalen Hurts made a comment. If you guys remember, he made a comment about, yeah, I like the black jersey and stuff. He goes, but just wait. He goes until they add green to it. And everybody was like, well, what do you mean? And it just kind of went over everybody's head. And I think he was talking about that they know that that's going to be the alternate. Here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is what I think is coming for an alternate. It's going to be the awesomest jersey. Damani, thank you so much for super chat. He goes, Niners fans have to admit they were outcoached. Absolutely. Shanahan sent out third string tight end to block our best pass rusher. Dumb move, cost him the game. Absolutely. 100%. He was. And let's face it, Shanahan can't win the big game. He can't win the NFC Championship games. So, it is what it is. Here you go. See, I think this is coming next. No, I think this is coming. They don't want to tell anybody. And thank you for that super chat, my man. But I think this is what we're going to get. I really do. I think we're going to get something like this. Not this year, but next year when they do the alternate jerseys. I think we get something like that, and it looks absolutely fantastic. But that to me is better than just like the all black ones. In my opinion. F Body Guy, thank you for super chat. He goes, thoughts on 3 Jackson. On what? On 3 Jackson. What do you mean? And thank you for super chat. But I'm not understanding. On 3 Jackson. I mean, that would be it would be. Yeah, it would be awesome. It would be awesome. We got 517 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to be streaming a lot. But I do think a refresh is coming. Because the fact that the old word mark is still on the jerseys a year later tells me that they're planning a refresh. The new word mark, was in the end zone of every Eagles game last year. It was the new word mark. So I think the fact that I think for a fact we're getting new jerseys. Not this year, probably next year. Jones, let's go 500. Absolutely. Yeah, that black is altered. It's awesome. I want that jersey. The man knows. Yes. I want to see the Eagles do all green and green jerseys with black pants sometime this season. The all green with black. That would be, yeah. They used to. Did they used to do that? I don't remember. Purdy will have to deal with Nolan Smith coming off the edge and not just Reddick. Oh, I agree. Oh, Tyree Jackson. Oh, okay. My fault. I think Tyree Jackson, if you look at him, he is unbelievably athletic. He showed a ton of promise, and then last year he was coming back from an injury, and a lot of people were down on him. I think he was, it was just part of coming back from an injury. I think he's going to make some noise, and I think he's got a chance to make a roster spot. He's got talent. Purdy is a cat. Yes, I agree. MB says, we just need Kelly Green to be the default color again. It's time for a new era. Well, that's what, that, in a perfect world, that's what I want. I want the Kelly Green to come back full time, and I would have Kelly Green be home. I would have white with white helmets like in the old days, be a road, and then I would have that black Kelly Green be my alternate. But I don't think they're going to bring back Kelly Green like that. What's up, Hotshot Slayer? How are you? Tony says, I want to see silver jerseys with Kelly Green. Yeah, that would be cool. Ivan, what's going on, man? He goes, I think Milton Williams will have Milton Williams double-digit sacks. That would be awesome. I expect big things from Milton Williams. I do. I think Milton Williams is going to have a really, really good year. He looks like he's in tremendous shape, too, by the way. Your thoughts on games won after bye week? What do you mean? Like the fact that teams win after their bye week, like being more rested and stuff? I'm sure it helps. There are times where it backfires too. I think under Andy Reid, we were really good. We were really good coming out of the bye week, but we were like really bad the game before the bye week. So I think a lot of it is mindset too, BCG Fresh Cap. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Anything throwback I'm into, man. People don't realize, but it was like 2-3 years ago, I said I would not buy a regular Eagles jersey until they do something with the throwbacks. Until throwbacks come out, I'm not buying any current players. And ever since then, all I have bought is throwbacks. I got a ton of throwbacks now. But now that they've done the Kelly Green, I can now end it. Midnight green with black pants and black helmet. I would like to see it. Joe says, yo, Philly 500, you see the injury to Burrow also? Yeah, I saw it. I was just watching it. It looks bad. They're saying calf strain. If it's just a calf strain, then they dodged a major bullet. A superhero says, I think of a mix of two eras is a fair compromise because, in all honesty, a lot of younger generation grew up midnight green. A lot of memories were made. B-Dog and Trotter. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. A lot of the young people, they remember midnight green like I remember the Kelly Green. So I agree, and that's kind of why I'm okay. Like if I just get an alternate jersey, being Kelly Green, I can live with that. I can. Just have it so I could buy stuff in Kelly Green and I'm happy, and they're doing that. But I still think, though, even if you keep the midnight green, I think they need to refresh their jersey. I think they need to change it around or do something because it's been the same jersey for like 30 years. It needs, especially the white jersey. The white jerseys, I just don't like the white jerseys at all with the white pants. I want to see Kelly Green. Like, can't they do something like, even if you kept the midnight green, maybe have the road jersey, have the Kelly Green? Like, I don't know. But I know that they're up to something. Professor Chaos, thank you for a super chat. He goes, the mini whiners haven't had first string quarterback since Jimmy G threw that pick in the Super Bowl with his eyes closed, and they want to be mad at us. I know. They want to be mad at us. It's not our fault they don't have a quarterback. But the truth is the Eagles did that to Purdy. The Eagles destroyed him. You don't hold that against the team and say, oh, that's the only reason you beat us. You got to give the team credit and say they physically mentally beat us. Brian says, we are so stacked on the defensive line. We are blessed. Never forget this year and years to come. My gosh, I love the birds. It's so dominant looking, powerful logo. No head. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Nathan says, infinite shades of green out there. I just want a full bird with the ball back. That head so 96. I do like it. That faces the other way through the stands out. Yeah. Well, you know, right? People understand why it's backwards. This logo is an E. Okay? If you look right here, it's an E. And when I look at this logo, I don't see the eagle face. I see the E. It's supposed to be a face with an E. That's why it's backwards. I absolutely hate it. I'm just being honest. I don't like it. I've gotten used to it, but when it first came out, I was so mad. You should have seen, because I think that's such a cool logo. King gives, we should be able to have both Kelly and Midnight Green. The Chargers, Cowboys both wear multiple shades. Yeah, I agree. And I think with being able to have multiple helmets now, I think they can do that. Twit says, I like the Kelly greens with the gray bottoms. Yeah, the silver ones. Yeah, those were great. Yeah, I didn't even notice the lead. Yeah, the whole thing is the E. And, you know, I said that, like, and people were like, no, man, you're just making it up. But then the Eagles did a little preview of the history of their logo, and they even admit that's supposed to be an E. I only see the E when I look at it. I see the E. I don't see the eagle like the face. 3,500 restructuring contracts make space to sign possible new players and even trade for higher contracts. Yeah, absolutely. Toilet paper. But the question is does that mean he has to stay on the roster, or can they move him easier now? That's the question I want to know. Joe Vegas, what's happening? Joe Vegas? 49ers were trying to hurt us in that game. They didn't take any plays off trying to knock our guys out. They lost big time. Absolutely. They lost big time, and they can't admit it. The problem with the 49ers is that they don't hold anyone accountable except what other teams do to them. Not once did Shanahan say, I have to protect my quarterback better. I know. Not one time. I just can't wait to play that team, man. I want to destroy that team. We got over 500 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will be streaming again tomorrow. We look for that. And then all next week except for Wednesday. I can't do it Wednesday. I got a lot going on, including a doctor's appointment and stuff. So Derek Barnett got restructured. I'm going to have to talk about that in a video I just did. So I'm going to do about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to get going. But thank you guys for being here. The Eagles, obviously today, the Eagles had a walkthrough. So they really didn't practice, and it was private. It wasn't a public walkthrough. So that's why we really didn't get any news and stuff. Reddick just restructured. Reddick restructured also. Now, if Reddick restructured and Barnett restructured, then that would make me lead to believe that they're planning something. Something is up, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you think that? But I haven't heard anything about that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Derek Barnett got restructured. I just wonder what that means. Like, does that mean it's easier to trade him now, or does it mean that they're stuck with him? I don't think they're wearing the black uniforms anymore. Are they? We might get we'll probably get one black uniform, and then what did they do last year? They did 3 last year, right? With the all black. So we'll probably get 2 Kelly green and 1 black is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't see anything about Hassan restructuring. If that was the case, then I would say, man, something's up. They're getting ready to make a move. The Barnett thing I can understand for two reasons. One, they could be saying to Barnett, we're cutting you if you don't restructure. We're not gonna pay you because he's borderline to make the team. Or it could be like they're restructuring him because then they'll have more suitors in a possible trade. Yeah, it could mean that they're keeping Barnett. Yeah, which it's going to be interesting. John Kelly says, Janarius Robinson is a dark horse candidate. Watch out in the defensive room. Has similar size, paws, and athleticism to Sweat. And finally, a defensive coordinator who uses defensive ends properly. Yeah, I heard good things about him. He was really one of the guys I couldn't wait to see in the preseason. I'm sure we're going to get a chance to see a lot of them. We'll see. I mean, Derek Barnett's also coming back. He's also coming back from an injury that usually takes a full year. So I don't know. I don't know about the restructuring Barnett. I give the Eagles credit. They're loyal to the guys they draft. I give them that. Can't wait till Monday to see the Kelly Green reveal. I agree. The question is what games are they going to wear it? That's what I want to know. Let me pull up the schedule here. When you look at the schedule, I think we're definitely wearing it on Christmas Day. I definitely think Kelly Green Christmas Day. And then we'll probably get at least one other time. It could be, you could wear it in Dallas again. Dallas always wears their white jerseys at home or away. I would, or the 49ers game. How about the 49ers game? I think they should wear 49ers and the Giants. That would be crazy. That would be really interesting. Let me see here. We have 91 defense with Jerome, Clyde, and Reggie, Mike Golick, and crew. That's the greatest defense I've ever seen. That is the greatest defensive line I've ever seen. But they do have some similarities. I mean, they got guys that can get sacks, and it's absolutely crazy, right? Okay, so David J says restructuring Barnett lowers his guarantee money, so it'll be easier to cut him and possibly trade him. You may get more suitors if you could trade him. That's a good thing because I think if they could trade him, they will. Kelly Green versus the Jets. Interesting. They wore the black alternates 3 times last year. So they're probably going to wear the blacks one time and then the other ones twice. If they're allowed. If I don't know. You might not be allowed to. They might not be allowed to because I think you can only get You can only use 2 different helmets? I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be interesting. I think Carter has a chance at Defensive Rookie of the Year. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Nolan Smith is a dark horse, though, to do it, too, because Nolan Smith, a lot of people probably won't bet him, and I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. I definitely think the Christmas game is throwback Kelly Green. I definitely think so. But which other ones? Total 65 sacks season under. I'm going to say over. I know that's crazy and hard to think, but I think they're going to repeat close to what they did last year in terms of sacks. I do. People are definitely sleeping on Dean. I really like Dean. I mean, I think they let TJ Awards go because they like Dean, So it's going to be interesting. Derek Barnett and a 6th-round pick. I mean, I would do that in a second. There's no doubt about it. Under, no more Hargrave. Yeah, no more Hargrave, but I still think Graham, Sweat could both get double-digit sacks again. I think Hassan Reddick does about what he did. Now you have to replace the 11 of sacks by Hargrave, right? I think that Jalen Carter can get you between 7 to 9 sacks. And then if we could get 4 or 5 sacks, and maybe that's asking a lot by Jordan Davis, I think you have a shot. Plus, you're going to have Fletcher Cox gets you 7 sacks. I think they got a shot. I do. And plus this, if they blitzed 9% of the time last year, if they blitz even in the 20% of the time this year, that'll increase the opportunities. Yeah, they can't wear the black helmet. So was the black helmets just a 1-year thing? See, I don't want the Kelly Greens to be just a 1-year thing. Like this has to be permanent. Okay, man. Was it Tian Kamara? Thank you. I'm gonna spend the rest of my binge watching 500 membership videos. The Eagles are my alcohol, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Nolan Smith will get 8 to 10. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of players, man. So if all those guys are producing, Jameson says, I believe you can have only 3 helmets. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can have 2 or 3. If you can have 3 helmets, then they'll wear the blacks 1 game. If you can have only 2, then I guess they're not wearing the blacks anymore. But what about the black jerseys? I think they'll wear the black jerseys at least a couple times. Yeah, I think the throwback Thursday night could be totally possible. I definitely would be shocked if that Christmas Day game isn't throwback. 500, you need to make a Niners meltdown or just show the score. I might have to do a Niners meltdown intro, you know. You can only have 2 color helmets. So then the black helmets are not being used this year. But what about the future? Are they ever going to use them again? See, this is what I'm saying. They're getting ready to redo all the jerseys. I think so. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they really will come back with Kelly Green as the primary color. Who knows? The rumor was that it was Jeffrey Lure's wife didn't like the Kelly Green. He's remarried. Maybe his new wife likes the Kelly Green. Bosa is in a car park. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you have it doesn't seem right that you bring the black helmets 1 year and then that's it. You never wear them again. Like I don't understand how it's going to work. The only thing I could think of is if you changed everything and went to a Kelly Green helmet, then you could have the Kelly Green and black. But if you can only have 2 helmets, I don't know. It's an interesting question. So yeah, so I guess the this year the no black helmets. What will we get? Black jerseys at least? I hope. I think it's stupid. I don't think they should have a limit of how many helmets you can wear. Teams should be able to wear what they want. The Reddick sack knocked out Purdy. Absolutely. Foster says, if the Eagles replace the midnight green helmets with the black helmets, I wouldn't complain, to be honest. I wouldn't want to change the midnight green helmets. Unless they change the whole color. Philly, if you could change one rule in the NFL, what would it be? Illegal man downfield would be mine. I hate that rule. Yeah, I hate that rule too. I hate that rule. One rule? I got to think about that. I really have to think about that. I think, oh man, see, I think some of the like the defensive calls, like I think in some ways I think they protect the offense too much. I would like to bring a little more of the physicality and the hitting back to the league, you know. They can have 3. The Jets already have sent their uniform schedule to throwback white helmets, normal green, and color rush. Oh, okay. Well, if they have 3, then you'll see the black helmets. If there's 2, then you won't this year. Now I like the green ones too. Like in my perfect world, I would have home green helmets, white road helmets, and then alternate black helmets with the Kelly Green wings. That's what I would want in a perfect world. If we only can't wear Killer Green twice this season, does that count playoffs? Because I would love the way oh my God, I would love to wear in the playoffs. I've never seen teams wear those or things like that in the playoffs, though. No. Kyle says, my town got hit by a tornado, but I was affected. Well, I feel bad. I'm sorry for your town, but I am glad that you weren't affected, though. That's good, man. That's good. Eagles Uncensored, what's going on, my man? Haven't seen you in a while. He goes, yo, what's good, 500? God bless my guy. Football's back, flavors fly. It's only up from here. Absolutely, man. I hope you're doing well, and I totally agree. J.S. Johnson, can you please explain kickoff rule? The kick return rule, kicking. So when they kick off the ball now, not punts, but kickoffs, you can now fair catch it wherever you want, and the ball goes to the 25-yard line. So the ball could be kicked and it's going to hit around the 2. You could fair catch it and it goes to the 25-yard line instead of having to run it out and only having touchbacks be in the end zone. And I hate that rule as well. Lori got remarried back in 2013, so maybe the second wife actually liked the Kelly Green W upgrade by her. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see the Kelly Greens back. My thoughts on the defensive scheme, I'm assuming it's very similar. I don't mind it. My only thing is I like a little more aggressiveness. I would like to blitz more, you know. They're going to assume run a lot of what, like a lot of 3-4s, 4-3s, probably even some 5-2s. I think that's just kind of like a lot of these defenses are like hybrid defenses now. But I do think that you could blitz a lot more. I would like to see a lot more man coverage, and I'd like to see a lot more blitzing. That would be my feelings. Explain to people the 4. I don't even understand it. I don't even understand. People are trying to explain to me. I don't even understand it myself. Explain to people the forward handoff rule doesn't apply to anything behind the line of scrimmage. People are worried that RPO got banned. It only applies to handoffs past the. But who hands off past the line of scrimmage? I don't mean, very rarely do you see handoff past the line of scrimmage. So I don't know why would they make a rule about it. The roughing the passer rule is subjective. You can't get rid of the ball, otherwise you'll never have starting quarterback finish a game. I think you could get, I mean, we could go back to the way it used to be. You can't hit the knees, you can't dive at the knees. But man, some of those calls are horrible. They're horrible. JP Martinez, thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly, what if aliens move next door to you? I'm moving. Them little alien things freak me out, man, with the big eyes, little big heads, little bulbous fingers. Those things freak me out. Reese Scott, my guy, what's going on, man? How are you? So let me just thank everybody for joining me. I appreciate it. We're about an hour and a half in. I'm gonna have to get going. I gotta add one part to my today's video, and then I gotta get back to work. They probably got an APP out on me right now. So let me thank everybody. Thank you for the subscribers coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for super chats, new subscribers, the trolls. Thank you, everybody. We will be back doing this tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a pretty busy day. And then remember, we'll be streaming all next week as well. And I will have a video out later. Thank you guys so much. I do need to run it. It's kind of late. I didn't realize how late it was. But thank you. And with that said, I will let the Dallas Cowboy fans crying take us out. You guys have a great night. Take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it is Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Peace.
One more play.
The officials are bad.
We had one
Yo,
more.
you gotta be motherfucking
You
kidding
gotta
me.
be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What
a.
are you doing?
To get off the field on third down.
What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Kellen Moore, he's got to be better, man. He wasn't.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more
He
play.
had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us.
Way, but, you know, this is just
The brother screwed us.
You know, I'm upset, but
The brother screwed
it is what it
us.
is, man.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah,
in that way.
you
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
We had opportunity for one more